Welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, road safety and the Garfield Bats Hotspot Solutions Foundation. And in the second watch, the role of the JCF in the recent reduction in major crimes. For our social media question, we ask, what is one change you would like to see that would make Jamaica's roads safer? We're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's I quote.
All right, today's I quote says, plans succeed with good counsel. With many advisors, they succeed. This is Proverbs 20, verse 18.
Yes, good morning, Jukal.
Good morning.
You have some major plans for 2026, sir?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah, and you're receiving good counsel, sir?
I agree.
Okay. In the words of the producer, lasting solutions require insight, collaboration, and deliberate action, especially when lives are at stake. The first watch after this break.
Kingston Keswick Convention 2026 under the theme Kingdom People Empowered for Expansion at the Boulevard Baptist Church from Sunday, January 18 to Sunday, January 25 with main speaker Reverend Dr. DeVere Nugent, pastor of the East Queen Street Baptist Church. Listen live on Love 101 FM on Sunday, January 18, Thursday, January 22 and Sunday, January 25 from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and on Saturday, January 24 for a men's gathering from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Love 101 FM's social media platforms for the full nightly services from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's the Kingston Keswick Convention 2026, Sunday, January 18 to Sunday, January 25, live on Love 101 FM, the family station.
It's time to enter.
Run we a run, walk and we learn a mission. Run we a run, lace up your shoes and take your position. Put on the Sigma S on your chest, every stride, every step we bring out the best. No time to linger, no time to rest. Run we a run, walk and wheel for the west.
We'll build back the schools, bring hope to the youth. If we plant the seed, we will all reap the fruit.
Let's help raise $150 million to repair and rebuild damaged schools in the West. Sagicor Sigma Run. Register now at sagicor.sigmarun.com.
Run we a run, run walk and wheel for the west.
Clean hands are good for your health. In the wake of Hurricane Melissa, protecting your health includes a simple act: washing your hands. Use soap and safe water to remove dirt and germs after cleaning, before eating, and after using the toilet. If clean water is limited, use hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Remember, clean hands stop the spread of disease and help to keep families safe. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Now, road traffic fatalities remain a serious national concern, prompting renewed focus on evidence-based interventions and high-risk locations, commonly referred to as hot spots. The Garfield Bats Hotspot Solutions Foundation was officially launched to help reduce crashes and saving lives. Well, to tell us more about this organization and also to discuss road safety in general, we have joining us Dr. Patrick Dallas, chairman of the Garfield Bats Hotspot Solutions Foundation, and Dr. Lucien Jones, vice chairman of the National Road Safety Council. Good morning to you both.
Good morning to you and to your listeners. Good morning, Dr.
Yes. Morning. Good to have both of you with us. I begin with you, Dr. Dallas. What really is the Garfield Bats Hotspot Solutions Foundation? Who, why, and how was it formed?
Okay, so Garfield Bats was a mechanical engineer, and he was traveling home along the Bogwalk Gorge Road, heading from Lindsay towards Spanish Town. And this was early morning, and he lost his life, essentially.
What year was that, Dr. Dallas?
Oh, it was last year. It's actually July 30th last year, 2025. And the circumstances of his death is that the vehicle left the roadway in the Bogwalk Gorge and plunged into the rear cobra. There's this bend that when you come around the bend, there's no road marking to begin with. It's near Film Rock in the gorge, and then listeners would, some of our listeners would know exactly where that is. But at that point, there's as you come around the corner, there's a 71-foot gap in the embankment wall, and there's no reflective road markings or signage. And of course, there's also inadequate lighting. So, but very important that there is an optical illusion when you come around that the road appears to continue straight. And so the driver is looking straight at water and thinking it's the road. And the car plunged over in that gap, through that gap in the embankment wall, and he ended up in the river and died. Now, that's horrific. And the family, however, felt that, look, we'll grieve for our lost one, but we can turn this into something that will ensure that there is less of this kind of tragic accident happening on our road. And so the Garfield Bat Hotspot Solution Foundation was launched in honor of Garfield Bat losing his life that way.
Yes. Has that been rectified, that situation there on the gorge, in the gorge?
No, sadly, no. That 71-foot gap is still there in the embankment wall. There has been no additional signage and nothing like the reflective lighting that we have suggested that could, reduce the hazard. Well, at least give notice of the hazard
Yeah. Dr. Jones, well, what's your what comments you have to make about that scenario that was just mentioned by Dr. Dallas?
Well, 2 points. One, we are very saddened to hear about this. I'm sure it would have been noted in the data from last year. We know that the gorge is a particularly dangerous place, and we have spoken about it time and time again. We are heartened, certainly within the council, to hear about an NGO forming. And one of the challenges we have had over the years is that unlike many other countries across the world, we have very few NGOs operating within the road safety environment. So this is a welcome addition to those of us who have been in the struggle for a long time.
And by NGOs, you're referring to non-government organizations.
Right,
yes.
right. And we'd welcome further dialogue with Dr. Dallas as to how we can contribute from his organization more to the road safety project. So in terms of what happened to the founder, or the reason why this thing was founded, falls within the safe roads aspect of the safe system that we have embraced and endorsed and have a mandate to operate from the WHO. So unsafe roads include many things. And the police, to my certain knowledge, have been trying, at least for the last 2 years, to get NWA, whoever is in charge, to do the kind of road marking that would make the road safe. Put in the cat size, put in a road marking, put in a sign. But the answer over the years that have been no funds to it. I think in recent times some work has started, but this is a glaring deficiency across the island where you have lack of marking. In many places the cat size have gone, both in the center and the sides, the margin, which help a lot, especially at night, to keep you within your lane and you don't stray across. So these are fundamental things which, if rectified, can make a huge difference in terms of what is happening on the road. So again, sad to hear about the loss, but pleased that somebody else has begun the work to make a difference.
Yes.
And I would commend them for what they're doing.
Yes. And you mentioned the road markings. Well, do you know specifically that area in the gorge, if any attention is given?
All of us would have driven through the gorge time and time again. I've been there of late. I must have gone the highway. But the gorge has a lot of challenges.
A lot of hot spots.
And hot spots, and especially the flat bridge, which I keep on saying should be removed. An anachronism today's world.
Yeah, we have to.
Safer way to traverse that gorge.
Yeah. All right. We're upon a break, gentlemen. We'll be right back to hear more.
Mama work hard, for real. She do the most to send me and my brother go school. So, the dream was always to go to university. Well, I fulfilled 2 dreams with 1 Jane Bank savings plan, you know. I further my education and I make mama proud.
Save so you can make the park, travel park, graduate like a star.
Stop wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and this is the first watch. We are looking on road safety and the Garfield Bats Hot Spots Solution Foundation. In so doing, we have online Dr. Lucien Jones, who's the Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, and Dr. Patrick Dallas, Chairman of the Garfield Bats Hotspot Solutions Foundation. In the first half of the first watch, we were told what the foundation is really about and its genesis and the untimely death of Garfield Bats on July 30 last year. Our ongoing condolences to the family and to the relatives. And we also were told that there have been attempts to get NWA in particular to have these markings done, but so far, if we have not seen much done in that regard over the years, and there are still concerns in that regard. Gentlemen, welcome again.
Yes.
Yes. Dr. Dallas. It's called the Hot Spot Solutions Foundation. What are some of those hot spots that you're addressing, or would like to highlight?
So, I mean, hotspots here are points along our roadways that we have had frequent accidents, and also what we are thinking that there are some spots along our roadways still, which for various reasons accident might not have happened there yet, but based on how the situation is there now, we could identify that as something that needs attention to. For example, along the roadway, we see a number of areas where signage is covered over by shrub, trees, foliage, that kind of thing. And we need to highlight those and take them to the necessary attention of the necessary relevant agency, NWA, for example, to say, look, we need to do something about that. So there are various signs that you see along the way that foretells that this is an accident waiting to happen. We want to highlight those. And of course, those where we have had several accidents before, there should be more signage warning people that look dangerous, corner ahead, slow down, that kind of thing.
So any to mind that you'd like to share with us that are really hot spots?
Yes, this one in the Bogwa Gorge, I see recently along the new highway, for example, there were areas in the fencing that were breached, which means that animals can come out across the highway, especially at night. I mean, that is serious danger.
Yes. Well, okay. Dr. Jones, any more you'd like to bring to our attention? That maybe the sign is not there now?
No, the thing is that the more voices that we can hear appealing to the authorities to make a difference is a big thing. We have been talking about the problems on the highways in respect of animals. And I saw a clip on television last night. Owners of animals appealing for leniency after Melissa because the hurricane damaged the fences and the animals are now loose on the roads and they have been captured by the police and taken to the pound and they're losing their livelihood. And I would agree with some measure of leniency after an event like Melissa. Certainly don't want people to be further affected by loss of their animals and their livelihood. But we need to find a way to get the owners of these animals to keep them off the road because we know that we have had crashes resulting in fatalities and injuries.
Yes.
So I agree that we need a lot more signage on the roads. The police and Dr. Leo, I went through the entire length and breadth of the country with GPS and identify exactly where we need the signage and the markings and submit it to the NWA. And some response has happened, but not the kind of response that we expect. If we want to ensure that we don't have the kind of fatality rate that we have had for the last 5 years or so.
Yes. Dr. Dallas, is it that you, therefore, your organization identifies the hotspots and send the necessary correspondence to the authorities? Is that the major role right now?
That is part of it, but just let me just put in this quickly that you asked about hotspots. Some key hotspots, in by parishes that we can actually find listed here for Jamaica. In St. James, you have the Rose Hall Main Road and the Iron Shore Main Road and downtown Montego Bay, North Coast Highway. In St. Catherine, there's Spanish Town, especially the bypass. There's Old Harbour, Greater Portmore, Cayman Central Village, and in St. Andrew, the Half a Tree Crossroad areas are highlighted as hotspots. St. Mary.
Stick up in right there. Why the Half a Tree and Crossroads areas regarded as hotspots?
Because accidents happen. A lot of accidents have happened there, and in those places, at those junctions, a lot of accidents happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the cause of those accidents at those areas, Half a Tree Crossroads? I'm just curious. They're very, very popular parts of Jamaica.
Well, there are many things like reasons you could have for that. I mean, sometimes the traffic light may not be working. Sometimes it be malfunctioning. The road surface probably has defects, and persons trying to avoid potholes. There are many reasons.
Wow. Okay.
You know them, man. You drive here, you know them too, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and to St. Mary.
Yes. I would like to say that I'm glad Dr. Jones is on, because we see the National Works, the National Road Safety Council as a natural ally of our foundation. And we certainly are keen to work with the National Road Safety Council. We also are looking to work with the insurance company, because we think they too would have a stake in helping to keep the roadway safe, and also to help highlight hotspots. And of course, another natural ally would be the National Works Agency.
Yes.
And we are looking to build collaborative relationships with all of these.
Yes.
Can I just respond to that?
Yes, go ahead, Dr. John.
Yeah. May I suggest that your producer just give Dr. Dallas my contact so we can talk.
Okay.
Because we welcome any addition to the growing need to advocate on behalf of road users to have safe roads and safe speeds and all the things that the National Road Safety Council is engaged in. So I welcome this opportunity.
Yeah.
And certainly laud and encourage Dr. Dallas and his team to continue to do what they're doing. And
yes.
we certainly intend to work with them and see how we can partner in the future in making a difference in this country. So
yes.
I got to run, but you can get my details and we can talk.
Yeah, before you're leaving now because we're just about 2 minutes out, right? But until the issues associated with the hotspots are adequately resolved, Dr. Jones, what are your recommendations to the road users generally?
Well, you have to be as careful as possible, but there's a limit to what you can do if you're driving at night and there are no pesticides on the road and you're straight. So, in general, advice is just slow down and be very careful, especially on roads that you're not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, Toussaint, the biggest problem in this country is speed. If you were to just slow down, it would make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you meet upon difficult circumstances, whether it's somebody coming at you, overtaking recklessly, whether you're crossing a road, whether you're on a motorbike or you're on a cycle, if drivers are slow down, it will make a huge difference. So we continue to appeal and we continue to work with the police to ensure that we have safe speeds in this country and that people can reach home safely and die.
Yeah. I think persons need to be more cognizant of the signs that are really up and are not covered by vegetation. Agreed, sir?
Right, agreed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, until we get those signs fixed, just slow down.
Yeah.
Just slow down.
Yeah, Dr. Dallas, in terms of persons who are interested in this organization, any details you'd like to give in terms of contact for the organization, not necessarily your personal number, but the organization?
Yes, I mean, my number is fine, 876-564-7287.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you repeat that?
Slowly, Dr. Dallas, could you repeat it?
876-564-7287.
7287. 876-564-7287. That is the Garfield Bats Hotspot Solutions Foundation. And the chairperson, Dr. Patrick Dallas. And we have been speaking as well to Dr. Lucien Jones, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council. Thank you both, gentlemen, for joining us. And all the best for the rest of the year in terms of your continued commitment to the role and the task that you have.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you. Take care.
Listeners and viewers, the Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
Yo, check this out. This is Dingnan Ravers. And this is Oblique Civil. And we are patron of the Sagicor Sigma Run 2026. Help us raise $150 million. So come out, let us run, walk, and wheel for the West. Lace up and register now at SagicorSigmaRun.com. Let us do this for our country. World Day, Seville, Sagicor, let's go! Sponsored by National Baking Company, Walden, Sagicor Foundation, Reggae Marathon, Whistling Frog, and Love 101 FM.
Run, we are run. Run, walk, and wheel for the West.
Start your day informed, alert, and ahead of the curve. Join us at 6:30 a.m. for the latest breaking news, weather updates, and everything you need to know. Clear, concise, connected. It's your morning news right here on Love 101 FM, the family station. On Mondays, the morning news is brought to you by the Ministry of National Security Live Good Anti-Violence Campaign.
Oh my gosh, it's you sound.
Hey, this is Vibes, and I represent what? Youth Sound.
Listen for Youth Sounds on Wednesdays at 4:15 p.m. as youths from the Jamaica Baptist Union discuss issues affecting youths and giving their youthful input on the happenings of the day.
Youth Sounds is brought to you by the Jamaica Baptist Union. It is a program of the Jamaica Baptist Union Youth Department.
Youth Sounds every Wednesday at 4:15 p.m. on the family station, Love 101. Youth Sounds.
Youth Sounds?
What do you mean about Youth Sounds? Youth Sounds. Don't know it's Youth Sounds.
Youth Sounds.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. The time by JN Small Business Loan is
7:30.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now look at some news headlines to see what Jamaicans and others are really saying and doing. First of all, Finance Minister proposes removing of the cap on Disaster Reserve Fund. Also, there's almost a dramatic fall-off in business and consumer confidence recorded in 2025 fourth quarter. The lawyer for Constable Noel Maitland calls on jury to rubbish prosecution's case. Also, municipal officials arrested at airport in Montego Bay with cocaine and slapped with several charges. And Gonzalez calls on SVG government to refuse third country citizens from the US. Those are some of the major stories in our newspapers, major headlines. And coming up next, we'll share some other feedback from our social media question. What is one change you would like to see that would make Jamaica's roads safer? We're asking you to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. Soon come back.
Kingston Keswick Convention 2026 under the theme Kingdom People Empowered for Expansion at the Boulevard Baptist Church from Sunday, January 18 to Sunday, January 25 with main speaker Reverend Dr. DeVere Nugent, pastor of the East Queen Street Baptist Church. Listen live on Love 101 FM on Sunday, January 18, Thursday, January 22, and Sunday, January 25 from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and on Saturday, January 24 for men's gathering from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Love 101 FM's social media platforms for the full nightly services from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's the Kingston Keswick Convention 2026, Sunday, January 18 to Sunday, January 25, live on Love 101 FM, the family station.
It's time to enter.
Every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on Love 101, you're invited to listen to The Revival of Truth with Bishop Augustine Odie. There is life beyond the surface, life that is divine, life that is eternal, and you can hear the truth of God's Word and go deeper in purpose. Revival of Truth with Bishop Augustine Odie, Sundays 2:30 to 3 p.m. on the family station, Love 101.
Receive words of strength from the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis.
The battle of seed has been declared many years ago and is still raging. I will put enmity between thee and between the woman, thy seed and her seed. A war will be on perpetually until Jesus returns. But I know who has already won the war. I know who has already won the war.
That's the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis, brought to you by the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore. Voice of Power comes to you every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. right here on the family station, Love 101.
Speak, my Lord. Speak, my Lord. Speak, and I will answer.
Following the passage of Hurricane Melissa, Jamaicans are urged to take precautions to prevent leptospirosis, a disease spread through contact with water, soil, or food contaminated by the urine of infected animals. Remember, avoid swimming, wading, or playing in floodwaters or any water that may have resulted from flooding. Avoid consuming food that may have been contaminated with floodwater or animal urine. Wear protective clothing and footwear when working or walking in areas that may be contaminated. And visit the nearest health center immediately if you experience fever, chills, muscle pain, or other flu-like symptoms. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Managing your investments with Sagicor is now easy as ever. You can fund stocks, repos, and do more seamlessly. Even get a clear overview of your portfolio performance on the enhanced Sagicor eBank platform. Want to experience effortless investment banking on Sagicor eBank? It's as easy as ever. Contact your Sagicor Investment Wealth Advisor today and update your personal information for access. Call 888-SAGICOR or visit sagicor.com for more information.
Arise, mighty warrior. Kingston Keswick Convention 2026 under the theme Kingdom People Empowered for Expansion at the Boulevard Baptist Church from Sunday, January 18 to Sunday, January 25 with main speaker Reverend Dr. DeVere Nugent, pastor of the East Queen Street Baptist Church. Listen live on Love 101 FM on Sunday, January 18, Thursday, January 22, and Sunday, January 25 from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and on Saturday, January 24 for men's gathering from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Love 101 FM's social media platforms for the full nightly services from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's the Kingston Keswick Convention 2026, Sunday, January 18 to Sunday, January 25, live on Love 101 FM, the family station.
It's time to enter.
Love 101 invites you to listen to Leading the Way with Dr. Michael Youssef.
God's blessing of salvation is not only to forgive you all of your sins here and now, but to keep you safe for all of eternity.
Dr. Michael Youssef.
God's blessings for your salvation will keep you protected, and it's going to keep you protected even from your own foolish decisions. He will keep you protected even if you are prone to wander away from Him. Will keep you protected from your ingratitude to His grace and blessing. He will keep you protected from being preoccupied with His blessings and ignoring Him. Even when you're focusing on the wrong things, His security for you is indisputable.
Want to learn more about this subject? Listen to Leading the Way with Dr. Michael Youssef on this station.
That's Leading the Way with Dr. Michael Youssef, Sunday to Thursday at 7:30 to 8 p.m. on the family station, Love 101.
There is
Life can feel overwhelming at times, but you don't have to face it alone. The Ministry of Counseling and Prayer of the Edgewater Baptist Church is here to support you with our caring and confidential telephone counseling service. Whatever you're going through, grief, stress, family challenges, or just feeling stuck, our trained counselors are ready to listen, pray, and guide you toward hope and healing. Take the first step today. Call us at 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Help is available through the Prayer and Counseling Ministry of the Edgewater Baptist Church. Remember, help is just a phone call away. That's 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Call now and let us walk this journey with you.
Happy, 'cause you pop straight.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. We apologize for the delay. Let's now join Jokal for a look at how our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp friends answer today's question. What is one change you would like to see that would make Jamaica's roads safer? Jokal.
All right, so we have some responses here. The first one is from Dwayne. Dwayne says, I appreciate the efforts, but a sign or two on the roadways cannot be the ultimate solution. Sherry in Spanish Town says, one can't stress how careful and cautious drivers should be. Read road signs and obey them. But the main change is for road signs to be in areas and hotspots that are considered dangerous. Signs can't be too much. Let's go here. Who is this now? Not in a name, but read the Bagwat Gorge. A number of sections of the road need retaining walls, replacing. It's scary and dangerous. Even at that spot that the accident happened, it might have been that accident which caused the retaining wall to be hit down. And I recall a lady unfortunately passed on right there as well. Yeah, those are some of our responses so far.
Yes. And of course, the concerns are there across the nation. Earlier, Dr. Dallas had mentioned some hotspots in parishes, and even mentioned halfway tree and crossroads as having hotspots there. The concerns remain. So we appreciate the responses that have been given. Of course, as we segue into our second watch, we are supposed to be looking on the role of the JCF in the recent reduction in major crimes. The role of the JCF in reduction in major crimes. And as the country recorded 673 murders in 2025, falling below 700 for the first time in 31 years. And we're asking how much of this wonderful achievement may be attributed to the work of the JCF, and how aware is the public of this? Well, to discuss these and other related matters, we have online SSP Dennis Brooks, JCF Senior Communications Strategist. Good morning to you, SSP Brooks.
Morning, sir, and good morning to your listeners.
Great, good to have you again with us. Well, how do the 2025 figures square when compared with the previous years, especially the years closer to 2025?
Well, I think that's a good place to start, and I'm glad you didn't merely ask the question in relation to 2025, but you said the previous years, because we have been seeing a downward trend in overall major crimes and murder in particular, murder being I think the main barometer that the society uses to judge whether or not we're winning the fight against violence and crime, because I think murder is the ultimate expression of violence in most instances. And so in 2025, we saw a 42% reduction in murders in comparison to the year before. In 2024, we registered an 19% reduction in murders relative to the year before that. And before that, and the year before that, we saw an 8% reduction. I mean, in 2018, we registered a 22% reduction, but that was 22% down on a very bad year of 2017, which saw us register the third highest murders in the nation's history. And so I don't think that 22% was celebrated in the way that if we register 22% reduction this year, it would be celebrated because it's relative to a low year last year. And so, I mean, it is encouraging, and it is to be encouraged, but it's not something that we will sit back on our laurels and celebrate for very long. No, we are ultimately immediately looking forward, immediately looking at devising new strategies and new plans to ensure
that 2026 registers a reduction on 2020 when compared to 2025.
Yeah. Of course, we mentioned the previous years. How does it square in the region? Any idea?
There were other countries that had reductions. We saw where someone like Fitzbailey left the JCF and went to the TCI and registered the significant reductions in murders and major crime there. We've been working very closely with the TCI police, strengthening their training, their leadership training in particular. Only recently, some TCI police graduated from the National Police College of Jamaica in having participated in senior and junior management level courses. We've been training police in Guyana as well at the National Police College of Jamaica, because Jamaica is increasingly being treated as the hub of excellence for law enforcement. And so we are, and you even see in Trinidad, they are now trying to replicate the use of states of public emergency and zones of special operations in their country to see if they can get the reductions that we are seeing in Jamaica. So I think it is comparative, and I think that Jamaica is leading the way. Earlier this year,
Dr. Brooks, still there?
Yes, sorry. Earlier this year, there was the police commissioner, the regional the police commissioner. He's the police commissioner in Bermuda, but he's a representative of the Caribbean Association of Commissioners, declaring in February when he came to Jamaica for our expo that Jamaica is taking the lead in terms of crime reduction, and but not only that, it's taking the lead in terms of transformation of policing, and so he, as a representative of all police commissioners across the region, was very effusive in his praise for what we are doing here in Jamaica.
Yes. So from a policing perspective, of course, what can you tell us were the main reasons or factors which contributed to this dramatic reduction?
I mean, there's no one thing that I would point to. There are several factors that were at play. I think that you can't ignore the significant increase that over the last maybe 6-7 years, even during the pandemic, when we were increasing the size of the police force, that we were telling the nation, when we get to the point where we have the adequate number of policemen and women for the size of our population and for the demands of our crime situation, that we would indeed begin to see the gains. Also, a lot of the things that we were doing in the years previous that were experiencing or registering incremental gains, we began to see exponential gains in the last 3 years. We've transformed our operational capacity. We've transformed our intelligence capacity. We've transformed our investigative capacity and our intervention capacity. So what we're seeing is an ability to know with greater certainty who are the perpetrators of certain violent crimes, and to be able to have the operational wherewithal to go after them and bring them before the court. We're increasing our ability to investigate. One of the things that people seem to not realize is the fact that last year we had a record number of gun seizures in Jamaica. Last year we had a record number of ammunition seizures in Jamaica. Last year we had a clear-up rate for crime, particularly murder, in the 80s. So what we're seeing is we are able to increase the certainty of our law enforcement efforts, and so we are able to do so with greater precision. Also, we had a record number of persons being promoted within the force, which is improving our capacity for management and supervision and execution of our operational duties and execution of our administrative duties, and right across the board. We have improved our management at the divisional, at the area levels. We've seen some great successes because of a wide range of things. We finally have resources that maybe we never had in the past. And I think the greatest thing is the partnerships, the strengthening of the partnerships, the building of trust between the citizens, other aspects of government. We've signed several MOUs in recent years between other stakeholders. And so the connectedness between the things that we are doing with other ministries, with other agencies and departments, we are becoming more effective in what we are achieving.
Those years when we never saw this type of a result, is it that all that you mentioned a while ago in terms of the improvements were not realities then?
I wouldn't say that, because for me, I was seeing the progress. So for instance, there have been years where we have looked on the newspaper and we have seen murders soar. And when I look at the statistics, I'm looking at a 1% reduction or a 2% reduction or a 3% reduction at the time when mainstream media is reporting murders soar. And so when the successes are being experienced incrementally, it is harder for people to see and accept and adopt that narrative. When now the incremental successes begin to be exponential, then you begin to have a greater onboarding of the success, and also people are owning the successes that we are achieving. And so, we also been very much more aggressive in the last 7 years in terms of our communication, to let people know what we are doing to improve the average experience of the citizen with members of the constabulary.
Yes. Now, of course, while all that is taking place, these wonderful results and news, police fatal shootings reportedly increased as well in 2025. What are your comments in that regard?
Well, any police fatal shooting is unfortunate. Any encounter with a citizen that results in a fatality is unfortunate. But is it alarming? Is it concerning? That's another question. It is concerning only in regard to the fact that persons continue to challenge the police when called upon to surrender. The truth is that the constabulary, as I said, is pursuing a course of action that is going after the highest risk criminal offenders. These are persons who have a disproportionate capacity and propensity to use violence. So maybe all human beings have a capacity and a propensity to engage in violence, but these persons have a disproportionately high propensity for violence. The result of which is that these are the people who are contributing to the most murders in Jamaica. And it's either Jamaica wants us to go after them or Jamaica doesn't want us to go after them.
So there's a correlation based on what you're saying so far, SSP, between the increase of fatal shootings and the reduction in major crimes?
Well, that is for the students of criminology to do that correlational research. I'm not going to speak to the science of it, but we do know that correlation does not establish a causation. But we do. But that is for persons to look at. But there have been many instances in the past where police fatal shootings have gone up and murders have not gone down, not even a bit. And so, is this a situation where that would make most sense, that if we are targeting the persons who are the greatest perpetrators of violence in the country, the persons who are giving us 5, 6. I mean, you have seen. We arrested one of the most wanted men in Jamaica, Bloodstain, recently, and he surrendered. The truth is that when you look at last year, we also increased our operational activities by tens of thousands more operations took place, and there was not a commensurate or a proportional or correlation in terms of increased fatal encounters. The fatal encounters with citizens is far outnumbered by the number of arrests of people who we've arrested with guns on their person. We've arrested hundreds of people with firearms and charged them. We've arrested high-risk targets and charged them. So the police would like to arrest these people and charge them and put them before the court and let them have their day, and let Love FM and all the other media houses that we love hear them answer for their charges.
Yeah.
But if they raise their weapons against the police have to execute their lawful duties.
Yes, sir. Police officers have repeatedly expressed concerns, I gather, about the use of body-worn cameras.
I don't know that to be the truth.
Okay, all right.
I don't know that persons have been expressing concern. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has adopted for years now the concept, the importance of body-worn cameras. As a matter of fact, it is par for the course for you to see policemen who don't have body-worn cameras outfitted putting their smartphone in their ballistic vest pocket and recording, because they know that if they're not recording, very often they're the only person who's not recording.
So they have not had concerns about the body-worn cameras at all.
There have been concerns about the quality of the body-worn cameras, choosing the right body-worn cameras,
and the security, the light that is on it.
Again, you have to choose the right body-worn cameras for what the particular operational activity that you're going to do. And certain body-worn cameras are best fit for certain policing activities. And those persons who are trained in that area know best. And we talk about body-worn cameras because it is literally a camera that's worn on your body, but there are other cameras that are not worn on your body. They're worn other places that might be good for other operational activities. So when people are calling for specifically for body-worn, they're calling for a specific type of device.
And that's my follow-up question, SSP, quickly, because I gather that some cameras have been now purchased and are now in the island, right? Have the issues, have the concerns been addressed in regards to those purchases? Do you know?
What do you mean? What?
Well, the light. First of all, I mean, they're saying that that light, can actually be unsafe for the police officers.
All right, I'm not going to discuss publicly the types of cameras that have arrived and the concerns that persons may have about types of cameras. I don't know. I can't speak to the concerns that persons may have. I know that based on our needs assessment, we've procured 1,000 body-worn cameras and they are being widely deployed, or they have been widely deployed throughout the country, according to the operational and other needs of the spaces in which they've been placed. And so I have a high confidence that we'll continue to utilize them. We are in the procurement of 1,000 more, which is going to take a while, and it's going to come at significant expense to the country. But we still have thousands more that we'll need to procure, so that each operational member of the force will have one when they step out onto the street to do their duties. The most important thing right now is that the average policeman that you see doing high engagement with the public has one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're out of time. We want to thank the police officers for their hard work and their the roles that they have played, and the fact that they have been on the front line to spare us, save us, to secure us in terms of what's going on out there, the crime and violence. So commendations to you all, and all the best for this new year.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you very much for your wonderful station.
Yeah, man. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, listeners and viewers, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we continue to set the stage for discussion of topical and controversial issues. For information, how to get copies of this program, call the production department at 876-968-959627. This, of course, has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Yashika Nevers, and our guests. I'm Dylan Toussaint, returning you to Love in the Morning.